So before we start, yes, lockdown memories are there, at least for us in UAE. I understand the same should be there in Bahrain, and that's why this virtual classroom and all this have begun. And there is a new law for from Newton, not rather from Newton, through the memes. You can see a body at rest will continue to be at rest until the wife notices and finds some work for him. And this is another one that says about the bucket list. Yes, we all had a bucket list of vacation places, and ultimately this 1 month we are revolving around this. And this is how Mona Lisa after lockdown. Yes, with few such memes we start the session plan. Usually the talk will be around 50 minutes. Then we have a conclusion and take home message, which is for 5 minutes, followed by the interaction as mentioned by the SAF Bahrain president. So from the chat, we can have certain questions that are more relevant to the session, and we can have an interactive session. I would, try my level best to answer your queries. So we see here that the world has, especially in this year 2020, we are seeing rapid changes, right? And every year, Feb 14th, we have Valentine's. But this year, unusually, at least for our generation, I would say we have never seen quarantine, and the next generation, we are learning a term called quarantine. So even during Irfan Khan's message, which I received as forward, what he has written a letter about his survival and battle through life, through when he was facing cancer. He has mentioned only thing that is certain is uncertainty. That really touched me. That is the truth. The thing that is really certain is uncertainty. That's what we learn also during this lockdown. And the other one that we understand is there is no quarantine for learning. So it is, we do understand it, and you better as teachers, you will, tell us how it is continuing. It has been an unplanned virtual classroom, and it has been a rapid move, towards online learning, and there has been no training, and it is with little preparation and a continuous preparation and continuous change that we are going through in order to give the best towards learning. So this is the situation that we are facing currently, and hence we can proudly say, teachers, you are contributing effectively to the society the way the doctors are doing day and night nowadays. Thank you once again. It is because of you teachers, parents are able to be at ease, and the children are having a prosperous future without a break. Now, yes, though the topic is about virtual classroom effective teaching techniques, my main purpose of the topic is to make it more and more positive talk. We need maximum amount of positivity in our life. It is very essential, and during these lockdown times it is more and more essential because there is a sudden change of a lifestyle. So that is this change. While we are trying to adapt to this change, we are feeling rather. Can you please unmute your teachers? Can you please unmute your, sorry, mute your video? Thank you. So what we are facing is, we are facing a drastic change in lifestyle. That itself is succumbing us to stress. So, and why should we stay more and more positive? Such webinars can tell you why we need to stay more and more positive. One thing that I learned in life, I'm just sharing. It seems for every heart-wrenching negative emotional experience you endure, you have to experience at least 3 heartfelt positive emotional experience. Please understand, friends, the ratio is 3:1. You need 3 positive emotional experience in order to forget and overcome the pain of any negative emotional experience that you have endured in the past. So naturally, in this busy stage of life, we cannot come out of negativity. We have to experience negative feelings, downsides in our life, at least in some point of life. But what we need to do is we have to accumulate more and more positive thoughts. That is what can be done from our side to stay more positive and to stay more energetic. And this is another quote by a famous American psychiatrist, Dr. Gerald Jampolsky. He's rather fondly called as Dr. Jerry. I follow his words. I really follow his words. Even if you see in my WhatsApp, that is the status message I have. Because whenever I go down, mentally down, and I need some motivation, I follow his words. He says it is not the situation that is causing you stress. It is your thoughts. And you can change your thoughts right here and now. You can choose to be peaceful right here and now. Peace is a choice, and it has got nothing to do with what other people do or think. Yes, my dear teachers, I would like to ask how many of you love to travel? I hope you all had a bucket list. You can say your reactions using like buttons. You all like to travel? Yes, we do. We do. So, Science India Forum, Behran would like to offer you free tickets, at least to 1 or 2 teachers, to travel to New York now and Italy. Are you all ready to go? They are going to give 2 tickets. Ready to go? Yeah, Shahina ma'am. Now, no, they will not offer you later. After this lockdown, it is not going to be there. Right now. I will not do that. I'm not going to do that. No, yes, yes. So, the one that we love usually, and that too that is coming, free, it is as a reward, you're not going to spend for it monetarily also. We would definitely love to have it. But see, that is not going to bring happiness to it. That's what Dr. Jerry says. It is the thoughts. We think it is because of quarantine, the situation that is causing us this stress. We are not able to enjoy. No, it is not. It is our thoughts. This has been the the greatest stress buster for us all these years. Traveling to new places, venturing new places. The same thought, you have the same opportunity now. The same mind is now saying it is not safe to do that. I'm not going to get happiness out of it. So it is our thoughts, that is creating our stress. The stress inside us is totally because of our thoughts. So please, every time try to make peace with your thoughts and see, immediately the stress goes off. You can try it. I really tried it and it is working. So please try that whenever you feel that you're stressful. You need not think of others' thoughts. What will others think of you? What is reflecting in their minds? You think of your thoughts, try to change your thoughts or go in peace with your thoughts. Naturally, things look as peaceful as it is. Okay, thank you. And this is a message. Now, again, it is virtual classroom, but I have mentioned as earlier, right? I told you it is totally unplanned. It came all of a sudden. It was given to you, it was handed over to you without any training, and you have accepted it with very little preparation. So, with that mindset, we need to proceed. We cannot become masters in a single day in teaching. So, we have to learn slowly at our own pace. Will CBSE wait for this? Will the schools wait for this? Yes, I will tell you, though there are different series of lectures, webinars going, different sites and different schools all across the world practicing this virtual learning, none of them have mastered. Like artificial intelligence is evolving, this is also evolving. They have their own trial and error. So we are fortunate that this COVID has given this situation to us. With little preparation, we are proceeding. So it is up to your innovation and your creativity to make it useful to you, how you can develop in this. So the mindset that we need to understand is teaching through a pandemic. And it is not virtual classroom effective techniques. Yes, we are going to slowly master it, but the way we have to start is we are teaching through a pandemic. That should be the motto. And I'm again quoting a famous quote from Albert Einstein. He says, I never teach my pupils. I only attempt to provide them the condition in which they can learn. So providing a conducive learning environment is what a teacher can do. 70% is providing an ambience conducive enough for the child to learn. And the rest of the 30% lies on the child to do their own self-paced learning. That is what is the success ratio. So virtual classroom exactly provides that. It provides you a platform wherein you can give your children a proper ambience which is conducive to learn, and different methodologies and the material and resources. And what all should be done during this pandemic and how should be our mindset as a teacher is expect trial and plenty of errors, which is not usually the case in your traditional classroom with all the mastery skills that you have and the expertise you have built all over these years. There is no chance of error, right? You already have mastered the technique, but here you have to expect plenty of error because you are little prepared. You were not even mentally prepared. You had to accept it as it comes to you. So we should give ourselves the time and permission to figure this out. If not, we are going to really mess up. So please give the time to yourself and also the permission to yourself to figure it out. That is the way that you have to proceed now. Being open-minded and flexible is the key. No, your mindset is already ready, like the traditional teaching is the best. I have achieved so many things. I am damn sure that this is not going to help my children. No. You need to be flexible. You need to go with the open mindset because we don't know how the future is going to be. We don't know whether it is going to be a hybrid classroom hereafter, or we are going to switch 100% to traditional classroom once the COVID situation is improving. So that is why being open-minded and flexible is the key. Less is more. This is my favorite keyword throughout all the lectures. And I know you teachers would also agree to me. Less is more. How many of you are agreeing to me? Like button or a clap button, anything? Or you dislike also, you can say, no, I dislike. Yes. There are many people who agree to me that less is more. You're not going to teach your children from the first word of the textbook till the end of the textbook. No. We are going to adopt a different methodology, and we can be happy. The child who's below average also gets the fundamentals. That will give us maximum happiness, right? So less is more, less in quantity, but more quality wise. That is how we need to frame the modules for teaching. And please understand the ultimate goal should be to make it a rich experience for learners who are used to traditional classroom and teaching. So let us now figure it out that the COVID situation eases and they are back to traditional classroom. And once again, there is an order that we may have to switch to virtual classroom. If this is going to be a poor experience to the children, I'm sure there will be maximum absenteeism and nobody is going to get back to learning in that atmosphere. So that should be the mindset. Let us make it as a rich experience for learners. The same thought applies to us as well. We are experiencing a strange situation now throughout the world. This pandemic, we are locked down, we are asked to remain inside the house. There is total chaos everywhere. So let us accept it and make it a rich experience for us. Probably after 5-6 years, we look back in our life. We understand that we changed, we switched gears in life. We changed. We took all the positives with us and we tried to improve ourselves during this situation. So that should be the motto. To provide rich experience is the motto. And I told you what is the teacher's mindset, and look at the kids' mindset. At least the kindergarten and the primary children, for them, when you switch on the system and they see the friends, it's a big hi, 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 I'm seeing you. For KG children, they are happy to see their friends, the video of their friends. They want to show their toys. They would also possibly love to take around the house and show their house. They would like to pick their nose. They would see if the teacher's voice is mute, they would love to say, ma'am, 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 at least n number of times to say that you are on mute. This is the fun and enjoyment. Not even that, the inherent nature of a kid. So what I'm saying, at least lower primary and kindergarten kids, this will be the mindset. So we need to bridge, as teachers, we need to bridge our mindset, our goals with the child's goal. So if that is going to happen, then only we are able to reach the children, because the usual connectivity that we generally have is not there. In the traditional classroom, you have a greater sense of connectivity. Your voice, your actions, even now, in the virtual class webinars, I feel, if I'm in the normal dais, I'm happy enough to roam, utilize the dais, move my hands, use my expressions, the body language to convey things. Even I feel hampered, I feel tied up now when I have to do this. Same, the connectivity is lost. So how to establish that is the key, and how to become a bridge between the traditional teacher and changing our methodologies and reach out to the kids is the key to success. And many of you would agree to me. They will all say, if you ask me to go and sit at school and do this virtual classroom from my room to the children, I'm ready to do. I'll be more free. I'll be more mentally, relaxed to do this. But what is really taking a toll is managing between teaching and parenting. Everybody would agree this, right? Even working from home is not such an easy thing. It requires lots of changes within us. All this time, you would have done whatever the job is at home, lock the door, leave to school, you forget you're a mom, do all your teaching duties. Probably in the lunch break, we get to know what is happening at home. We try to get a feedback, and then you return home, you remove the hat of the teacher, and you become a mom or dad. That is not going to happen now. So your mind has to juggle between two things in the same ambience. So that is the difficulty. So the picture exactly says what a kind of mess it is, right? So did you all teachers face it, at least in the beginning stage? I faced it. Did you all face it? Any reaction? Okay, I take it that you all faced it. And please do understand that we need to own our chaos, whatever it is around. We cannot look for, others to take the responsibility. Yeah, it is a chaotic situation. I do agree. Let it go. Just let it go. That's what I say with respect to women mainly. When we women are teachers, and as a homemaker, you would have seen that at least 50 to 60% of us are cleanliness freak. Like, you leave the house pick and span, you have a helper or maid to take care of it. So everything is settled. So your mind is free enough that you are able to concentrate on your job. But right now, that's not the situation. So it is going to be chaotic. Please own it, let it go. Focus on the major things, ignore the minor things, and more importantly, set a schedule and stick on to it. We need to have a schedule. Please do remember, it is not because we are at home. It is a unscheduled way you just go about it. This virtual classroom demands a proper schedule. So if you are an early morning person, please get up early. Use the time that you commute to school. Take that time also, and plan your classes well before the day. That is going to solve off of the difficulty that you are going to face. So that is highly needed. If you are not an early morning person, please sit late at night. Do that. I'm a person who sits late at night and does things. You can also try that. So next one is set up a space for child activity and a space for virtual teaching. So since the same house is going to be your workplace as well as, you know, your home, we need to have a proper table, a small space for yourself. When you come, sit, your mind totally stops away from your household activities and you wear the hat of a teacher. Same way, please train your children. If there are 2 or 3, please arrange small desks for each one and make them sit in that. Once they sit in the desk, in the chair, and they use the desk, they have to remember that they are a student. If you train it slowly, it will happen. The way they brush their teeth, you know, it's difficult initially, but it becomes a regular activity. The same way, this mindset needs to be brought to the children. So give them a particular space where they go, they become a child, a student. They come out of it, they become a child. Similarly, you sit in the space, you become a teacher. You move out of the space, you roam around the house, you become a mom. So how many hours I am going to dedicate to this and sit there is your own planning. Similarly, how many hours you want the child to sit and learn as a student, it is a proper planning. So everything goes with a schedule, which you can slowly train. Next one is, we are fortunate enough, you would agree to me again here, you would be fortunate enough right now, you know, this during this virtual classroom, because as teachers, you don't get a chance to see how your child is getting, you know, is learning in the class ambience. It's a very good chance for you to see now. You see your own child learning activity. So you can understand the good school habits in your own kid. So please make a note of the good school habits in your own child and nurture it, develop it, try to have some tips to improve this so that this will help you to spend less time with the child as well as improve your own kids' performance. So later on, you can even take account of this. Once the normal schooling starts also, you can use this opportunity, you can utilize all these advantages so that you spend less time with the kid and the kid becomes self-independent because their good habits are being nurtured. And what will I do when I have a class and my child is around me? If you happen to have a small child, it's natural, like, no, the child doesn't understand that there is a classroom that is going on. And even I would like all the kindergarten and lower primary teachers to pay attention to this. I have just included 3 activities. One is field trips, which are again virtual field trips. If the child loves to go and see zoos, museums, aquarium, you know, any sort of touring the child loves to do, then I've just included a YouTube link which can be useful. If the child is very art oriented, you know, love to do crafts, then you can have such links which helps that. Or if a lower primary child, you cannot expect the child to read a book completely, right? Rather, if somebody is helping, it will be more useful. So when you are in a class or you are giving some activities for a mother, you know, for a child who is in primary and a mother is working moms would find this author read louds very useful, audiobooks very useful. So let me go through the links and just show you what it is. Are you able to see? So this is the Seattle Aquarium. There is a virtual field trip. And there is an explanation video for 30 minutes. Like this, there are plenty of things that are available in the internet. It is out of our own, you know, choice to choose and play it for our children. So there are lovely things like that. You know, if the child is, you know, interested in seeing an octopus, starfish, jellyfish. So such virtual tours, field trips are available. You can look for such links. I'll be sharing the PPT. So you can have all these links with you later also. And you're free to discover your own avenues which will be, you know, useful and appropriate to your level of teaching. Next is, if the child likes to draw or paint. I love to paint. That's my favorite hobby. I love to paint a lot. And see, I am feeling I was not fortunate enough to learn like this. This is a blog of JJK. See, there are around 34 episodes. Almost every day, I find an episode being added. So he shows how to draw step by step. I'm sure there are many kids who love to draw. characters, sketch characters. So you can play all this to the child, so that you do continue with your virtual class, or as a teacher you can think of such activities given to the children who have working moms. And audiobooks, this is one such thing. So here the author herself is reading her own book. Think of the advantage is because you have all the emotions properly conveyed. So the child would, if the child loves to read books, listen to stories, then such links are really wonderful, where the author herself or himself reads for the children. So you can pick up such links and forward it to parents, as well as you can use it for the time you are teaching for your own children. Next, since I said my talk is going to be only positive, positive, and positive, though there are a lot of hardships and hurdles that we have successfully solved, and there are certain things which are yet to solve, I will be going only through the benefits. So please understand, this virtual classroom has got numerous benefits. During this little preparation time, let us make use of these benefits and make it more relevant to us, and easy to us. See, the first thing that I would say is knowledge retention. The traditional classroom, the teacher has a fixed schedule, right? She has to complete the chapter within the certain period. So you have your own targets, you have your own topics for every class. So you do not have the time to go through the topic again and again because of the timing limits in the normal classroom. So what happens is, the knowledge that the child gains over a period of days, that retention becomes very low. So this is a memory curve. You see, after 6 days, the content they remember gradually reduces. So what is the advantage of this virtual classroom is, you are going to have modules, and those lessons and the PPTs and the materials in whatever form you have created, in videos or any form, that material is going to lie down in the class notebook in the virtual form, as an online document. So the child, if suppose he or she is not able to pick up certain aspects during the class when it is taught, the child is going to go home, go through it, do a self-paced learning, and wherever he or she has missed out, he is going to review it and understand again. And in certain cases, the parent also can go through those material and try to help the child. This is going to be very, very effective. I tell you, the knowledge retention is a big thing that we need to have. That is the motto of education, to carry something after we have a degree, to carry knowledge with us. So this is going to drastically improve because of this virtual classroom, provided the child also takes self-interest to learn. So how are we going to initiate that interest is, we have to become kids. We can no more sit wear our parent teacher hat, or be an adult and try to do the traditional technique in virtual classroom. It is not going to help, because the child is going to doze down. You don't have the control, right? The physical presence is not there. So we need to make it short interactive module, fun-based interactive module, and that can be paused. You can give your feedback in between, and then can be repeated again if there is time, or the child can take it. So the fun and interactive module is a key in virtual classroom. Increased engagement and participation. We will go through all this, how to do it. I will just, you would have definitely, been using certain tools and apps to enhance this interaction, but rather we can use it as a reminder, this session, if in case anybody has missed out any of the tool, you can revisit it. And the other one is a chat or the interactive comment. So that is the advantage. We are having a chat box, right? Here also we teachers, I've seen the teachers chatting, and we are also going to use that, right? As and when the query comes, you are going to chat the question, you are going to text it, and we are going to have an interactive session after this. So that is the advantage. There are many people who are not open or are not comfortable in interacting in person. But if you see, they go home over the phone or in the chat, you understand better about them. They are ready to even chat for 1 or 2 hours. But you sit in front of them, have a, go for a tea, coffee with them, they are not ready to interact in person. There is an inhibitance for certain, it's a personality. It's a personality. You can really, it is a chance to attract even such personalities and make them interactive thanks to the chat option that is available. So you can slowly understand that the children who have not been interactive will also start to interact if you make the modules interactive. It is up to you how you plan the class such that you grab their attention and grab their communication also. And immediate feedback on tests. The traditional classroom is not permitting to do that because you have to carry all the test papers, notebook, even if you give the quiz and then bring back next day, correct it. If it is a chapter review, recap, you're giving a test. It's going to be, difficult. Now, thanks to the technology that you can use, wonderful technology available here in the form of, quiz, online quizzes and online documents, you can immediately provide feedback to parents as well as the children so that they can improve immediately as and when. That is the best way to learn also. So the key aspects of virtual classroom being reimagining, excuse me, reimagining learning. So I told you we need to be flexible. As teachers, we ourselves have to be reimagining, and we should stop replicating what has been offered in the traditional brick and mortar classroom. I told you it's not going to help us, unfortunately, because we are not going to have that connection, that usual connection that we have with the children. It is our voice and the video that is going to connect to the child. So the presence is not there. So we need to understand that, and we need to reimagine learning, and we need to find a balance. Striking a balance is very essential. You cannot make it 100% self-pacing work and 100% online learning. We need to strike a balance between the online learning, wherein you have the modules present online, the tools present online, the child goes back, reviews the lesson as many times as it needs and understands, as well as you need to have a synchronous learning which fosters connection. That connection is very, very important as a teacher. That bond is what is, motivating a child. So that bond is also equally essential. So it is not just the virtual presence. We need to foster that connectivity still, at if we want to have an effective teaching. And there is a decreasing trend in curiosity. And when I go through all the articles on the virtual classroom, effectively whatever is positive feedback what I get is the curiosity has increased. But rather understand, please teachers understand, unfortunately the current education system all along has made a decreasing trend in curiosity. So when the child is a 3 or 4 year kid, he is so curious to know this world. He understands the world through the parents, right? And whoever he or she is comfortable with, they ask n number of questions. Mom, dad, why is this like this? Why is that like this? Even last week we had a small child coming to our house, and he was like, let me go into the TV. What is inside the TV? There was a movie going on. Poor hero is fighting all alone. Let me go into the TV. So this is the imagination, this is the curiosity. So the child asks me, how should I go into the TV? Where is the door? Right? So this is the kind of curiosity and the level of questioning of a young kid. Unfortunately, the education, our trend, the trend of education that has gone for the past 50, 60 years, there is a decreasing trend in curiosity. So we need to accept it. But fortunately, this virtual classroom, what the record says, the report says is that it is slowly increasing the trend in curiosity. So we should try to utilize that. We should grab this advantage and try to make much out of it. So this is what I said, like the child asked me how to get into the TV. Here the teacher asks, why do humans have different blood groups? So the child replies so that they can enjoy different flavors. It's okay. It's okay, teachers. It's okay. So though it is, funny, we need to appreciate such curiosity, such, thinking skills, which is lacking, slowly lacking. So it's okay. Please encourage such thoughts. Do frame questions. which gets funny answers, as well as that makes them think. Important keywords that make them think and find out the answers by themselves. So question formulation technique is extremely important in your chapters. So that's what I am telling you. What would happen to the tides if we woke up one morning and the moon disappeared? So directly go to the geography chapter and start with tides. Have a questioning. So even my favorite question for the past 3 lectures, I've chosen only this: how does the sun's power get into you? Photosynthesis. Don't start the lesson directly with photosynthesis. How does the sun's power get into you? The child starts thinking. Plant food. If you're herbivorous, it is a plant food. If you're omnivorous, so you have the child starts thinking. And one more thing is, sun is essential for the vitamin D, which is essential for the calcium, and bone strength in our body. So this makes the child curious, and he starts to think and come out with different answers. So that thinking is being, the nurtured using this virtual classrooms. Thinking skills are being nurtured to a great extent. So it depends on the questions that we frame. So it is going to be with the question formulation technique. Why can't you divide by 0? So instead of saying division by 0 is not possible, let them think, let them take a number: 1 divided by 10,000, 1 divided by 1,000, 1 divided by 100, 1 divided by 10. Let them come to a conclusion by themselves. So such activity can be easily given now. Please utilize such question formulation techniques and let them become more and more curious. And that is much needed to retain the knowledge as well. So if I'm going to summarize the effective strategies, as we have been speaking, I have been speaking all along, and you have been, agreeing to me, and the trend that you have been, also following all these days on your virtual classroom, is that it is micro learning. Micro learning is different from the usual learning because we are going to choose chapters. First, the teachers need to have a mind map. Please make a mind map of the chapter and break them into narrow topics. The total chapter, because have been traditionally teaching for years together, so you have a better mind map of which are the important topics. So break them down into narrow topics. Make it task based. That is the key here. Make it task based. We'll see how to do, and you have been doing also. So you can just revisit those topics, so that if you have forgotten anything, you can use it. Attention management, that is the key. So this task based and attention management leads a proper linking, so that the virtual class, the class delivery happens effectively. Next, using audio performance feedbacks. You can also try video performance feedbacks. I will just let you know the tools in case you have not used. And pairing up students with opposite strength and weakness. This is some solution that I have given to the previous teachers also. They found it useful, because this is not possible in the traditional classroom. If a child is too good in English, you cannot expect the child to be too good in science also. That is how we are also, right? That's why we are specialized science teachers or English teachers or maths teachers, because we need not be master of everything. So what happens in the traditional classroom, you have the child has its own seating arrangements. So every period, according to the strength or according to your wish, you cannot keep on changing the seating arrangement of the child. But now it's a virtual classroom, so you can pair up students with opposite strength and weakness. So you give activities. First 3-4 weeks, please observe. At least half of the chapter is done. Please observe. Keep a random test like quiz and other things, brainstorming sessions. You try to analyze the strength and weakness of the child, and after understanding it, give activities such that you pair up students with opposite strength and weakness. That is going to really work, as they are going to learn from each other. This is a technique that you can surely use. Attention management is by sending advanced messages, the way you do in the traditional classroom. Bring graph notebooks, bring compass with you tomorrow, all the stuff. Same way you need to give advanced messages, the class planner for the next day. Warmly greet learners. this unplanned change has got so much of nervousness inside us. We are also preparing, we are also learning, but that uncertainty should not be shown in our faces when we greet the children. We need to be more confident, we need to be more kind, we need to stay more calm and peaceful when you address the children. So always warmly greet learners. And brainstorming and quizzes, I said it is going to be interactive. So without case studies, without brainstorming, without group discussions, without group presentations, it is not going to happen. Even in the regular classrooms, we give ice breaking questions, right? Like similarly, please, like when you're going seriously into the chapter, suddenly take a break and ask what movie did they watch yesterday, what is their famous cartoon character, and probably which brand of chocolate they like. Just go out of it. That is a tool to catch their attention back. In the midway of the class, if you let them free, the next again half of the class you can catch them back and make them pay attention. I guess you are all doing this as well as in the traditional classroom, right? So this is what is happening. So please practice that. And online badges and rewards. Rewards are always special, whatever be the age. From the age of 8 to age of 80, rewards are special, right? So online badges are available. Yesterday I had a session with Ajman, and one of the teacher was mentioning she was giving online stickers initially, and then to attract child, she also mentioned that it is Spider-Man for the or Batman for the boys, and she can have some princess, Barbie, such stickers for the girls. So use such, it is a creativity. Like I was mentioning, because my mind was thinking of the middle school children, and suddenly she said this is what she is doing. It's fantastic. This is their own creativity, right? So each of you, how you think, you cater to your own age group of child, and you can. I can
Yes,
just give you
not only
clues.
OS channel, the free channel, like the news channel is also not working.
Can
It's
you
a
please
big problem.
pardon? Excuse me. Are you able to hear? Please put a like. I'm not able to see people. Like, are you able to hear?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes, we can.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes, madam.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
So this is what I am saying. So she was thinking of you. It is your own creativity. I was thinking of such stars, and you can mention the winner category, winner 1, winner 2, winner 3, and you can also give rewards and badges to the child who does it for the first time. That way you're encouraging the child who has not been interactive. You're making others also to join the crowd of interaction. So that way you can attract children. It's a wonderful tool. You can think of Spider-Man sticker, Batman sticker. It is up to the age group you're catering to. And so please do try to give rewards to the one who is coming up first time, and answering. So special rewards to them so that everybody will start to participate in the classroom. So these are something that you can think of. And this is one thing that I had as a request from the Bahrain SIF team also. A lot of maths teachers are facing hurdles without the whiteboard, and they are supposed to teach. So they were asking me, is there any inexpensive digital pen that can be attached to any laptop? So what I went through this, I did my own research. It was 2013 they came out with such pens, but it is not useful, my dear friends. It is not successful. So the normal one, what they use is online tutoring people. They use something called this. This is the pad, and they write on this, and that gets reflected onto the monitor. Okay, this is a stylus, digital pen or the stylus. So such one things are available in the market. If you as a teacher finds it uncomfortable to do the and you're ready to spend, or the school is ready to spend. You can think of such things where you write, you please try to make a larger pad so that you can write better. So there are different options available. If the pad size is going to be very less, then it is going to definitely hinder your writing speed. So choose such a wider pad, and you can it's like a USB cable. You can interact with your own laptops. So the cheaper method, which YouTube classes you will see, you can write here. Also I saw one of the ma'am, I forgot to remember the name. Let me check in case I'm going to see. So I just saw a board behind her. Can you please unmute, ma'am, and so that others can see you? Just say hi. I saw a whiteboard just behind her camera while I'm seeing her. Hello.
Hello, hi. Hi, ma'am.
Okay, anyway, so you can have the camera focused. Just you can have a board behind you, right behind you, and you finish your online, you share the desktop, you finish your online tutoring or the important introduction that you need to give, get back to the whiteboard, do the normal work. In case it is, that is one of the easiest solution to do with the existing thing that you have, tools that you have, if we don't want to spend on this. So that is one thing. So it is just having a whiteboard behind you, magnetic whiteboard behind you, and the laptop facing, which is able to focus you as well as the whiteboard behind you. So you finish your PPT, give all the introduction, get back to the whiteboard, do all the sums and whatever calculations you need to show to the child, if you are so used to whiteboard. And another one is, once the child gives how to have that connectivity still during the in the virtual classroom, instead of certain, this is certain measure even the Hindi teachers and the other language teachers can focus on. You can ask them to submit the document, scan and submit the document using Cam Scanner or whatever app you're using, and you can give the online corrections like this, if here the spelling of different is wrong. So this gives a feeling of the traditional classroom and makes your work also easy. So, and you can immediately send it as corrected notes back to the child. So this gives that fosters that same connectivity that the child has in case of a traditional classroom. So these are some things that you still want to stick on to the traditional class. It is also possible. Just you need to know that, use the technology, a scanner tool, and you have your correction tool in the scanner app, and you just correct it with a different pen. That's it. Next is testing and evaluation. So this is another question that is being raised, and several schools have tried their own testing methods. So if you're going to ask me, will children have answers with them? They have access to answers in the online testing mode. Yes, Google is available, mobile is available, chat is available, parents are available in certain cases. So everything is available. So how do I do testing? Yes, it goes mainly with the academic integrity, which I do agree. So the child has to be accountable. There should be some amount of integrity that is there. So what we can do, think of ideas, is involve parents. Like you can use web cameras, like Microsoft Teams right now permits only 4, I understand, right? It is only 4. So what you can do is, it is going to implement 9 3x3 9 web cameras on a screen at a time. So that way you can do, or it has an option to select the child randomly and you can view the child, right? So that way you can have 2 or 3 teachers and you can do a random rotation. Zoom, the one we do now, right now, as individual tiles, you are able to have a gallery view. So that is one thing. And then please set time limitations for each question. We can have quizzes. You can have a Google Doc, okay, wherein you have, because CBSE itself is turning towards objective questions. They are giving more weightage to objective questions and case studies. So the even there was an open book assessment 4 or 5 years back in CBSE for 9th standard children, at least I have seen, for science and all chapters. 10 marks was avoided. So the same technique is going to roll back. That's what all the people are saying. So case studies you can give. MCQs, you can focus more on MCQs, and you can have forms wherein they can submit it immediately. So that is one option. And if you want to pay, the school wants to pay an expensive software, you again have different software for LMS protection, which they call it as, a learning management system protection, wherein they have proctoring cameras, and they have a, software to scan. If the child is entered some text, it catches the text and tries to review with the Google different surfing sites and tries to find out whether the child has directly copied from it or not. So such tools are available. If you want to pay, make it. The normal, simplest, immediate solution is make more of objective, give weightage to objective, give case studies. Please frame your own questions. Don't try to take it from the net. Then definitely everybody is going to get 100 out of 100. That is guaranteed. So, and this Google Doc, when I went through, I saw this one, Flubaru. It is a tool to, let us just go through it. You can all revisit all these links, whatever I'm giving later at your own pace. I'm just telling whatever ideas I got. Okay. So if you see here you can, this Flubaru can be integrated with the Google, forms. You can create a form. You can create an answer key. Okay. You can assign that form. You can share the link to your own class. Okay. And they submit their answers. You get the grading back and you can put it in this spreadsheet. And all the grading is done and you have it. You can share it with the parents as well as the teachers. So it is a graded assignment. So it's the same thing. You can use it for the tests also. This is my suggestion. You would have had n number of options. You can also venture this. So this is a add-on tool that you can have to the Google form, and you can do the graded assessment. So it's a free tool. That's the next advantage. So please revisit this link later. And yes. So coming to this virtual classroom tools, this is mainly for science and maths people. But however, it is up to subject teachers. You want to use your own creativity. You can apply it to your own subject that way. So CBSE has got a link. I think you would have all known this. OLabs. OLabs is a link where you have physics, chemistry, and biology, all the virtual simulations from grade 9 to 12, and for English and math, 9th and 10th. So it has got all the, lab things. See, you can see if I'm going through physics, class 12, class 10, class 9, all this. So if you click an experiment, you need not prepare your own slides. You need not tell what is the observation and all this stuff. Sorry, my link is slow. Yeah. So bell jar experiment, theory, procedure. You have the animation, the video that shows how is it carried out. Then you also have the simulation, wherein here if the child varies the parameter all by himself or herself. This bell jar, like, how is vacuum playing a role? Can sound travel through vacuum? So creating that vacuum, changing the atmospheric pressure is available in the simulation, tab, and they can do their own experiment. They can perform their own experiment. Like that, there are class 9 to class 12, physics, chemistry, and biology. And for English and maths, it is class 9 and 10. Please visit. I think it is relevant to ICSE as well, though the topics, same grade may not be there, but it is relevant to them. So this is what I was saying. They can perform the total experiment virtually. So here they have the option to change the atmospheric pressure. I'm not doing it right now because I have done this yesterday. I have tested it in previous versions. It exists. Please do not worry. You can just check it. So right now it will hurdle my presentation talk. So I'm not doing it. So you can check this. And this is our Dubai KHDA website, Dubai Education Authority website. They have given lots of tips and tools that are available free. You can check whether that the same thing is free for you also. Book widgets. This can be integrated with Google Suite, I guess. And this here you see, making flashcards. You would have visited the bit-size websites, right? They make flashcards. So this has you can prepare flashcards. It has got its own, split whiteboard. Probably you can put all the text ready-made in the class, and only the basic drawing you can do. Like if I want to draw a triangle and I'm asking the child to give 2 angles, what is the third angle? It's your own creativity again, teachers. I can just tell suggestions. Quiz, preparing quiz. And then for the primary children, games, jigsaw puzzle, the same science and maths can be converted to puzzles. Spot the difference. So please use your own creativity and imagination and come out with different interactive and fun modules. So these are the different maths, plotting, charts, arithmetic, spreadsheet. So this book widgets has got several tools and widgets which you can please have a look. And then Quizlet, this is something, this is a part of Microsoft Teams. So for those who have not used it, please try that. So what is the advantage of Quizlet is you can conduct a live quiz in the classroom. So what happens is the teacher creates her own quiz and gets a code. And that code she shares to the children. The students enter that code, then they join the quiz and they give the answers, and the live answer and the live scoring can happen. And similarly, this Quizlet makes its own random groups for the children, and so they participate as groups. So you can, and quizzes is something I came to know that other teachers have also tried. So Quizlet I have seen as a integrated tool along with the Microsoft Teams. You can try any of this. And Padlets, these are wonderful things because you can give an activity through Padlet. See, this is what I'm saying. So here Padlet will be one screen in your laptop where you will see the different responses of children. So geography teacher, English teacher, Hindi teacher, they can scan the document and also post. So you will at once you will see all the children's notes in the same screen, and you are able to give your feedback immediately. So this is the advantage. You can do polling in the class using this Padlet. So Padlet is another important, an interesting thing. Probably you can give a very tough marks question. So one single question they solve, or a science, critical thinking skill, they post their answers, and the best ones you can give a reward, and wherever there is improvement, you can give a comment. Then and there the feedback is given. So this is something, please, in case you have not tried, please go into that. And Flipgrid. This is my favorite, and I think all the teachers, when I showed this, they all had a smile on their faces because they know this definitely children will follow. Why? Because it is a video, and this generation loves social media and talking. So they will record their own video and they will post it. So the next day, from the screen, you can select few best videos and you can play it. So they love to see their own, friends talking about it. So you can have a book talk, you can have a GD, the group discussion, topic, the best ones can be played. So it is up to our own imagination what you do for your subject. So Flipgrid is, again, it is, a part of Microsoft Teams. So it can be integrated. Please try that. And Peer Deck, I think this is available free during this pandemic. And one more thing that why I wanted to show Peer Deck is because, see, just have a look at the templates. I said like needs to be question formulation, right? So this Peer Deck template is for, it was for chemistry. Chemistry teachers would agree with me how easy it is. So I'm just showing this. Unfortunately, the network is getting a little slow. Yeah. So the nucleus here, the shells are drawn. They are just has to go and make a dot and show that hydrogen, how many electrons. Then you can change the atom to helium or whatever you want to give element, and they draw the electronic configuration. The default template is available. So this is the way we can rethink, our class modules. So like this graph template is available. They just directly go and draw, whether it is for the, distance time graph, whether it is linear or stationary. They can come to understand whether it is uniform motion. Geography teachers, please go into your own world of imagination. Yes, it has for geography. Similarly, history teachers, you can do Venn diagrams. Template is available. They just given their feedback. And the total chemistry, you can give the OLAPS simulation, that link they will do, and they will enter all the hypothesis, procedure, everything. The template is available. So this is how you make it easy, and they submit. Whatever instructions you need to give, you can give an instruction. And peer deck does it to integrate directly with the teachers. That's what I guess. In case that is not available free also, you can design this way, and they submit it, and you can just go through the slides and just check the answers instead of the usual notebook form. So yes, it is our own creativity how we want to do that and make it very effective. Edpuzzle is another wonderful link, because you have access to Khan Academy and Khan Academy, Crash Course, YouTube. Anything can be played using this Edpuzzle. The most wonderful part of it, I would rather say it's a boon, because not the total video will be relevant to our syllabus, right? So you can trim the video, and you can even add your own voice narration to it, because the children would always love to listen from their own teachers, because they're used to that way of learning. So you can edit the videos, you can add your own voice narration. Again, it is the imagination of every teacher, how you want to make it. So you can choose the NCERT lessons, add it to your own voice narration, and what you want to reiterate, you can reiterate there, so the children get it better. And this is something for your school level, like in case they have not come across an app where they can integrate all the attendance, all the grades, all this this is a paid app, I guess. However, you can try for the trial versions, so the schools can understand grading, attendance, so that it is all integrated, and they use it at one go, and it reduces the usual admin activity that the teacher does, so that that load is taken away from you. And these are the other labs. The lot of links, this PPT will be given to you, so you can explore at your own pace. So however, I'll just show one or two. Again, my favorite, this is something, how lenses are used to correct vision. So this is something, so all the theory stuff is available here. That is also available for printing, what is the lab procedure and all this stuff. So what I do here is, so here the activity goes like this. No, it's just an example to show how great such tools are. Sorry. So here what you see is the focal point is behind the retina. So you need to bring it on the retina. So the child is trying to understand what will help, whether it is the concave or convex. So he says the concave, when it is done, it goes beyond. So he has to use the convex to converge. So he understands that. But still this is not helping to, see that properly. So he tries with different thickness. Mine is getting slow. So see, now the image is clear. So you have different versions of it. Patient 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the optics is also explained. Why would not a child love to learn? Please tell me. Even I feel that I have missed all this during my class 8, class 9, when I have to learn lenses properly. Definitely, it is so interactive that we teachers ourselves would love to see all this again. It's your own, dream of exploration and how you want to make it innovative. You can select 6 children, make a activity among them. And excuse me, I need to turn on the lights because it is getting dark. Just hold on. Thank you, and sorry for the interruption. So it is how we are going to use it is the key. So like that, chemistry teachers don't yell at me. There are chemistry simulations also. And you have, especially this one has higher secondary Lot of simulations I see, you know, detailed chapter. You can go into it, have a look. Biology, even virtual dissections are possible. So think of the technology that even virtual dissections we have. And maths teachers, there is something called web math. For those who are, I tried a few. It was very, very easy, like fractions. Directly you can give a adding. If I say go, the template is already available. You just have to give two numbers or whatever you want. And then the child does it. Then you press the button, the answer is automatically displayed. In certain days where you are not able to prepare your own PPT and you're hurrying up through other schedules, you can think of this. Okay, and it's again your own creativity. So this is another math app simulation for virtual math lab for higher grades. So science teachers, if you ask me, there are plenty of, English teachers, YouTube link, geography teachers, YouTube link, use Edpuzzles, where you edit your own videos, go to Flipgrid, ask them to post their own comments, interact, use that Padlet app where they add their own sticky notes and you can view at a glance. So rather we would slowly start loving this, technology. So it is up to us how do we use it. And slowly once you master this, I tell you, you will have a lot of time. We'll still have a lot of time. So you can upgrade yourself by taking a course. So these are all the links, edX, Coursera, if you're already doing Udemy, and Home EdWeb has got a lot of webinars. So you can have your own learning also done. Only if you go for professional certification, you need to pay. It's mostly free version. Most of them are all free versions. And you can choose any such course that suits your needs. Even I am learning now. So you can do that. And so what is needed? Again, positivity. Sunny day is going to be there. Rainy day is going to be there. There are going to be dark clouds. But we need to be resilient. We need to be flexible. We need to adapt to new circumstances. We need to thrive in the constant change. We should bounce back and feel confident that we can. Whatever is the circumstance, our thought should always be to create as much as good luck possible, though there is bad luck surrounding. So how do we convert it? How do we become resilient is the key. And that lies in our own hands. And so I'm coming to the end of the session, the take-home message. Please understand, it is not a Amitabh Bachchan movie or it is not a Rajinikanth movie. In 2 hours it ends and we have a drastic transition. It's definitely not going to happen. We need not have to become heroes overnight. Please take a step at a time, meeting each thing as it comes up, seeing it is not as dreadful as it appeared, discovering we have the strength to stare it down. So this is what Roosevelt says. We can do it. And Swami Vivekananda ji says that we can overcome the difficulty by constant practice. As teachers, this is advice you are giving to your own children, right? So the same applies to us. We can overcome the difficulty by constant practice. I am a live example. The first lecture when I had to prepare for this, and this is the topic of need for teachers. I sat 3 days, day and night. I had no clue of what is virtual classroom, what are the techniques available. I sat day and night. I prepared and I came up. I was astonished myself. There are so much of tools available. So I thought of sharing with everyone. And as when I give every lecture, I am learning myself. When they ask me questions, I find out the answers. I'm learning. I've upgraded to this level. If I can do, you all can do. Definitely, you're all teachers. You all can do. So please be confident. We learn that nothing can happen to us unless we make ourselves susceptible to it. So that is the key. Constant practice, being positive, being resilient. All this is a tool to success. Yes, here my job is done. Thank you. And the horoscope is shining bright for every one of us for the past 2 months. You will be spending time in your home, irrespective of our stars. Right? Okay. Thank you all. It is a wonderful evening. I enjoyed thoroughly being with you all. I can feel the positivity here with, though it is virtual presence of teachers,